Alrighty, good evening, Professor Valentine. This is assignment 3 for week 7. And without further ado, here we go. So basically, this assignment we're discussing, obviously, as you know, the ethical dilemmas that can happen in the workplace. And one from the book that I found, and pretty much the only example that it gave for this week was basically, the manager side of things. So oftentimes, like managers, whether they're Christian or not, will set a profit budget or any kind of budget lower than what the business actually requires. So because of that, or rather, they do that because they will get an incentive or a bonus of $10,000. Say they exceeding sales. So say they set the budget at $100,000, they made $120,000. But the operational cost and everything should cost around $125,000 to $130,000. It makes them look better as they made $20,000 extra, but it also causes shortages in staffing, products, and then in turn of that, it also creates an issue within consumers, and a bunch of other issues, even administrative and employees as well. Because for the administration, the ethical dilemma would be like they notice that it's not running as functional, and they're a little confused as to why, or they kind of get a little bit of a hint of what the actual operating partner or the manager is doing. And then for employees, they might not even realize it, and they're being shortchanged with materials and stuff because your own boss decided to be greedy, as well as short-staffed, so you're having to work twice as hard, and so again, the efficiency goes down, and it just creates a pretty toxic work environment, and customers notice this. So especially if there's no products or anything like that, or there's a shortage of things, customers notice that, and it gives about bad outlook. So a real life example could be like Mission Barbecue. Their general manager doesn't, wants to make that extra whatever amount of money, sets it too low, run out of paper goods, run out of product of food, short staffed, kids are getting mad, things like that. And I've actually noticed this in my own life. So, not at my job, but other jobs that I've been at, it's been like that. So that was just an example that I can give off the top of my head. But a way to combat this, you can use the biblical aspects of it, as well as you can use, just like incentives from, the businesses themselves. So they can, offer incentives for meeting that money goal, rather than letting the manager essentially decide, hey, I want to set it this low, because if it's $130,000, if they make $125,000 to $127,000, if they're really close or even exceed that, then everybody can win. And so organizations should have those things in place, so that way managers don't make those stupid decisions to only benefit themselves. Another thing for the biblical aspect, you can do stewardship. Stewardship to me is the biggest key component of it, and can be the biggest outlier in helping minimize these dilemmas. So you're called to be a steward of the land and the steward of the things around you. So why would you take the risk on helping yourself with $10,000 extra dollars versus your employees, not going home happy, as well as causing issues all around the store, and you're not happy, and everybody's miserable, as well as you could be shortchanging your staff, because they could be missing out on those incentives that a company might be able to establish. Say you meet those requirements of the profit budget, so they could be missing out on that just because you want your guaranteed money, and things of such. So that's pretty much the biggest ethical dilemma, according to the book. So yeah. And then it was also an article that I read by Gardenstein. He basically just reiterates that sometimes a corporate officers will make tremendous bonuses based on profits. They'll choose that over ethical considerations. And so, yeah, thank you.